Hey glitter girlies, it's me, Blue. So it's crazy to think that this time last year I was going into my first year at college and now I'm a sophomore. So it's absolutely insane. Time has been going by so fast. This is actually like the 1 year anniversary of me coming back to YouTube, so it means a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching me. Especially shout out to the OGs who have been with me since I was younger. Anyway, since now I'm a sophomore, I'm going to be an RA this year. I'm basically a seasoned pro, and so I thought I would give you guys a list of some of the things that you should pack for college and some of the things that you don't need. If I forget anything from this video, I'll comment it down below, and if I forget enough stuff, then I'll just make a part 2. Yeah, that's enough yapping, let's get started. So the most important thing for me to bring personally was storage. It might be different for you if you don't have as much stuff or if your dorm room comes with a lot of storage options, but definitely taking advantage of the under the bed storage space. I got these fabric storage things to put my extra clothes in because when I came to college it was summer. It quickly became winter, so I would have my coats under my bed during the summer and then my summer clothes under my bed during the winter. Hanging shoe rack. If you have a closet, I use this hanging shoe rack and put it in my closet because I didn't really have space on the floor for all of my shoes. Also, bins to put, your school supplies in, your books in, dividers for your drawers if you want to be really organized. Some dorms, especially in the East Coast, have mice. If you have a lot of food items, you might want to put it in bins. Secondly, you'll absolutely need shower shoes. Wait, that should be number 1. I should switch that. Okay, number 1 thing, shower shoes. Please. Have you seen those showers? Have you seen the showers? I will put in a video of my freshman showers. Atrocious. Absolutely awful. You will get a fungus if you walk in there barefoot. You need shower shoes. This is a non-negotiable. So you're going to need a shower caddy. Also say that having a robe or one of those towels that has a little Velcro would be good. So from the walk from your room to the shower, unless you want to wear your outside clothes and just change inside the shower. That's what I did at the beginning of freshman year, but I found it's just a lot easier to walk to the shower in your robe so you don't have to deal with extra clothes. So I think a robe works the best. Towel's good too. Blankets, obviously blankets, towels, toiletries, obviously like basic things like that you would need at home. Lots and lots of cleaning supplies. You're gonna need cleaning supplies, especially when you move into your dorm. You're going to want to clean your dorm very thoroughly. I know they might have said, oh, the dorms are clean for you to come in. No, still spray the mattress, still clean the floors. And in that same sense, I have a Swiffer. This is not sponsored. I got a Swiffer, very helpful. And if you do have a roommate, you should definitely talk to your roommate. You guys don't need 2 Swiffers in the room, so if they already have a Swiffer, you don't need to buy one, but I would definitely recommend having that in the room. And then obviously the, wet wipes and the dry wipes that come with the Swiffer. A fan. Oh my gosh. If you are in a freshman dorm that does not have air conditioning, which it probably will not, good luck. And you're gonna want a fan. Luckily, I will say my college did provide me with a giant fan, but I realize that's not the case for everybody. And I also know that a lot of dorms will not allow you to have an air conditioning unit in your room. Definitely check the list of do's and don'ts of things that you're allowed to have in your room. You're gonna want a fan. Little fan, clip-on fans are good to put on your bed. I would not recommend buying a huge fan only because it's gonna be a hassle when you're trying to move out, but definitely any sort of fan will benefit you. Trash can is good. Something that a lot of people don't talk about, a laundry basket with wheels. That's what I had. I got it from Marshall's, but you can get it from anywhere. Wheels are great, especially because I was on the second floor. The laundry room was in the basement. You know, I don't really want to carry all my dirty clothes down to the basement. You can, but if you have a laundry basket with wheels, you can just push it to the elevator. Hopefully you have an elevator in your dorm. Power strips, very important, because especially if you're sharing a room with someone, you're only really gonna have 2 outlets at the most. You'll probably only have one. So definitely a power strip slash extender. This last thing, very specific, and I would definitely talk to your parents about it first. But I would recommend bringing your passport. And this is because if you're planning on having a job on campus, you're going to need to show them your passport. If you've ever, applied for a job, like a regular corporate job, they usually ask for a sort of identification, like your passport, your social security card, something like that. Again, what I would talk to your parents about that before you decide to bring it, because I know my mom was very hesitant about me having my passport, because some people do stealing from the dorms. I bought a safe for some of my stuff. Obviously, I trust my roommate. I trusted my roommate with my whole heart. But if you don't know who your roommate's gonna be, especially if you're rooming with multiple people. But this is only for if you're planning on working on campus, which I did. So I did need my passport. That was a very long rambling session, but hopefully that made sense. So now we're going to be talking about things that you could bring, and they'll definitely be helpful, but they're not absolutely necessary. Starting off with dorm decor, I don't think it's like, if you forget your decorations, it's not going to be the end of the world, but it definitely makes your dorm room feel a little bit more like home, especially when you're in the middle of that transition. If you are bringing decor, I would bring command hooks or any sort of stick-on hooks. Obviously, you can't nail anything into the walls, right? They will charge you if you mess up the walls. So command hooks that you can stick on, hang on. Double-sided tape is good for posters. A toolbox. My mom bought me a toolbox. She said, you're going to want this. And I did use some of the tools. It's definitely helpful, when I've needed it. And sometimes my friends have needed to borrow my tools. I don't think it's an absolute necessity. It's helpful for when you need it. A handheld vacuum. See, I didn't have a handheld vacuum, and I wish I did, because I would spill my Cheez-It crumbs and be like, okay, well, I have my Swiffer, but if I had a little handheld vacuum, this would come up so much easier. I'm going to invest in a handheld vacuum for this year, and I think that you should too. Again, this is things that you don't necessarily need, but it's great to have. A mini fridge. Definitely talk to your roommate before you buy one, especially if they have one. And I know they're pretty expensive. If it's not in the budget, totally fine. A lot of colleges actually will let you rent out a mini fridge just for the semester or for the year, which I think is a good option if you can afford that, or if that's better for you. This is not something that you have to have, because a lot of dorms do have a kitchen that has a community fridge. I've just found that when I put stuff in the community fridge, I don't usually see it again. Right? You could write your name on it all you want to. Someone's probably eating that. I had a mini fridge. I bought it with my first paycheck. That was my first investment for my freshman year of college. I loved having a mini fridge. Definitely recommend it. Not a necessity. Mattress topper for or whatever number I'm on now. See, I never actually had a mattress topper. And I will say I didn't need it. Personally, I didn't need it. I slept like a baby. The basic school mattress was actually pretty comfortable for me. But you better, right? If you like being on a little bit firmer of a bed, the school mattress is going to be great for you, right? But if you like a soft, pillowy sort of sensation while you're sleeping, I would definitely recommend getting a mattress topper. But again, I personally didn't get one, so I'm not going to say that you have to get it. Fifth or sixth, I'm going to say Tupperware and pots and pans. See, if you're a chef, if you know you're going to want to cook for yourself, then bring pots and pans, right? But I never cooked, not once during the school year. I only cooked during the summer, and because the meal plan was so good at the school, I really liked all of the food options. I'm not a picky eater, but if you know you're a picky eater, you know you're not gonna like the school food, bring a pot, one pot and one pan, right? You don't need your whole kitchen set. You're not gonna have the space for it. And in terms of Tupperware, I would bring one set of Tupperware. If you're stealing food from the college cafeteria, or if you're at, a party, you want to take a little extra slices of pizza, and you only need a couple sets of silverware. I bought a whole set of silverware that had like 15 spoons, 15 forks. It was unnecessary because every time I used a set of silverware, I washed it immediately. Obviously, it's nice to have for guests. I had bought plates, bowls, forks, knives, spoons, cups. I definitely use the cups a lot. I will say I definitely use the cups a lot. Something else that I would recommend, but it's not extremely necessary, is a kettle. I have a kettle, and I mean, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I can make ramen from it. I can make tea from it. I can make hot chocolate. I enjoy it. Technically, I don't think I'm allowed to have a kettle. Okay, wait, hold on. I don't have a kettle. I don't have a kettle, but if you're allowed to have a kettle in your room, yeah, it's pretty good. But I don't have one, right? I would never break the rules. No. Me personally, no. And finally, a rug. It's nice to have a rug. So if you want to sit on the floor, get a rug. And that leads me to my final point. If you think you'll use it, then it could be worth the investment. But if you don't think you'll use it, then you don't need it. Which brings us to things not to bring. Number 1, things that you know the school is going to provide for you. Chairs. You're going to have a chair in your dorm room. It's not that comfortable. I want to be comfortable. You're not allowed to remove the furniture that's in your room. If you want to be in a more comfortable chair, think about how you can make the chair that they gave you more comfortable, either by cushions or something else like that. Obviously, if you have back problems or something, it's not the same. Don't get a chair, don't get another desk. Bean bags, yeah, bean bags are fun. You could bring it if you want. It's going to be a very big hassle moving, especially if you're not on the first floor, and especially if your dorm room doesn't have an elevator. And you just need to think about that when you're buying stuff, right? Think about the moving process. The school is going to have a printer. You don't need a printer. I don't know why you would bring that, but you don't need it. Something like a sewing machine. Another big bulky item. My school has sewing machines. I would definitely do some research on the amenities that your school has before you bring stuff. I wouldn't need to bring a sewing machine because my school already has it. It's just taking up space in your room. Not necessary, right? Just definitely look at the stuff that your school would have. Coming from an avid reader, I would only bring 1 or 2 leisure books that you could read again and again. Because otherwise, you don't need to bring your whole library. I know, I love the books as much as you do, but I know your college has a library. You can just read the books from there. Again, super valuable stuff. If you're worried about the safety of your items, leaving them at home, at the mercy of your family, I understand. But I would not bring anything that's, 15 karat, family heirloom, whatever. I've heard a lot of instances of stealing. Again, I did not have that problem. My roommate was awesome. I still love her. We're still best friends. But I've heard a lot of instances of kind of crazy roommates who want to steal, especially if you're rooming with more than one person. I personally would not bring anything that's too expensive, that's easy to steal. I think that's it. If I think of anything, I will comment it down below. So check out the comment section for anything that I've said. And now for my final thoughts. So for tips on moving, this is especially prevalent if you are flying, because I know a lot of people, have to fly to their college because it's just too far of a drive. If you are flying, I wouldn't move anything that you don't have to. If you know that you can buy it once you get to your college town, buy it once you get to your college town. If you see a cute little rug online and they're selling it at TJ Maxx, and there's a TJ Maxx in your college town and you know that it's going to be there, don't buy the rug in your hometown and then move it, fly with it to your college town. That doesn't really make any sense, right? I wouldn't buy cleaning supplies before you get to the college, because then that's just cleaning supplies that you're going to have to move when you know that there's a Walmart around that you can buy this stuff at. That's my main tip. If you are driving, I would recommend bringing a hand cart, or what's it called? Like a hand cart, like one of those moving carts. The moving carts at the school were very hard to come by, very far and few between. If you found one, you were lucky. Most of us were stuck moving with our hands, and that's all that we had. So if you're driving and you have the extra space and you have a hand truck, or you don't, maybe invest in one. It's going to be very useful. And then finally, from one hoarder to another, don't bring stuff that you don't need. Tell me why I brought my prom dress. Like, I don't know what kind of ball I thought I was going to. Don't bring stuff you don't need. I brought so many little random trinkets that were not necessary. I brought the Percy Jackson series in Spanish. No hablo español. No estoy fluida en español. Why? Why did I bring so much useless stuff? I don't know. But it made the moving process horrible. All this extra junk that I had. Bring one stuffed animal, 2 pillows, your blankets, your towels, your toiletries, your storage solutions, right? Basic decor, just enough to make it look nice. You'll thank me later. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching and good luck with your moving process and your freshman year of college. That's really exciting. I'm so happy for you, girl. Like, okay, college, girl. Okay, college. I'll see you guys next time. Stay cool. Bye.